History teaches us that human progress moves in a straight line, from simple tools to complex machines, from survival to civilization. But every so often, something is discovered that refuses to follow that line. An object buried deep beneath the earth, far from modern influence, found exactly where history says it should be. And yet, the moment it is uncovered, something feels wrong, not because it looks ancient, but because it looks too perfect. As layers of soil are slowly and carefully removed, the object begins to emerge in fragments rather than as a whole. At first, nothing seems unusual. Its surface is rough. Its color dulled by centuries underground. Everything about it suggests age. But archaeology is not just about what an object is. It's about how it was made. As more of the surface is revealed, subtle patterns begin to appear. Lines that do not wander. Edges that do not crumble. Shapes that repeat with intention. These are not marks left behind by erosion, pressure, or time. They are marks left by planning. Someone didn't just create this object. They engineered it. When the artifact is examined up close, the sense of unease grows stronger. Under magnification, every groove appears deliberate. Every cut maintains a consistent depth. Every angle aligns with the next. This kind of uniformity is rare, even today. Modern engineers rely on calibrated tools, precise measurements, and controlled environments to achieve it. Yet this object was created long before such tools existed. There is no evidence of guesswork, no sign of trial and error. Only control. Precision like this suggests knowledge, not coincidence. To understand how impossible this is, archaeologists look at the context. The tools recovered nearby tell a familiar story. Stone hammers shaped by hand. Copper chisels worn from repeated use. Technology associated with early experimentation, not refinement. According to accepted history, this is all the builders had. No advanced machinery, no measuring instruments, no precision devices. And yet the artifact exists. Its design contradicts the very tools found beside it. Either the tools are not the full story, or the builders knew something history forgot. As the excavation widens, the focus shifts from the artifact to its surroundings. Nearby structures display the same unsettling characteristics. Massive stone blocks, each weighing several tons, cut and positioned with astonishing accuracy. Surfaces aligned so perfectly that even a blade cannot pass between them. This level of construction demands planning on a large scale. Coordination. Mathematical understanding. Even with modern cranes and cutting tools, reproducing this precision would be difficult. Yet these structures were completed thousands of years ago, long before electricity, long before steel, long before modern engineering. The artifact was never meant to stand alone. It was part of something much larger. Once removed from the site, the artifact is brought into a controlled environment. Here, speculation gives way to data. Scientists analyze the material composition. They examine microscopic wear patterns. They test for signs of modern contamination. The expectation is simple. Find an explanation that places the object back within known history. But the results refuse to cooperate. The materials match the era perfectly. The aging is natural. The degradation consistent with thousands of years underground. There is no evidence of modern interference. The artifact is not out of place because it is fake. It is out of place because it is real. With authenticity confirmed, the real problem begins. If the artifact is ancient, then its precision cannot be dismissed. And if its precision cannot be dismissed, then the assumptions behind ancient technology must be questioned. This creates an uncomfortable situation. The data does not align with established timelines. The craftsmanship exceeds what should be possible for the period. And yet, the measurements do not lie. The discovery doesn't break the rules of science. It breaks the rules of history. The mystery deepens when attention returns to the location itself. These structures were built far from rivers, roads, or known trade routes, in environments where transporting materials would be extremely difficult even today. Some stones were sourced from quarries miles away. Others were lifted to heights that challenged modern construction methods. All of this was accomplished without cranes, engines, or steel tools. The question is no longer how they built it, but how they planned it. What makes this discovery even more unsettling is that it is not unique. Similar artifacts and structures have been found across the world, separated by oceans, by cultures, by thousands of years, yet they share the same traits: precision, complexity, an understanding of materials that seems far ahead of its time. These similarities suggest more than coincidence. They suggest a pattern, and patterns imply intention. When ancient designs are placed beside modern ones, the resemblance becomes impossible to ignore. The same principles, the same structural logic, the same understanding of balance and force. This forces a dangerous question to the surface. If ancient civilizations understood these concepts, then our timeline of technological progress is incomplete. Perhaps knowledge was lost, perhaps it was forgotten, or perhaps it was deliberately erased. What we call modern may not be as new as we think. When evidence refuses to fit established history, some researchers turn away from dramatic explanations and consider something far more subtle: the idea that advanced knowledge once existed and was later lost. Human history is not a smooth, upward climb. It is fragmented, marked by collapse as much as progress. Entire civilizations have vanished before destroyed by war, famine, disease, or environmental change. Libraries have burned, cities have been buried. Skills passed through generations have simply stopped being taught. If advanced techniques existed in the distant past, they may not have survived in written form. They may have been transmitted orally, or guarded by small groups whose knowledge died with them. What remains then are not instructions, but results. Stone cut with precision, structures aligned with purpose, artifacts shaped by understanding we no longer possess. What we call advanced may not be new knowledge at all, but recovered fragments of something much older. Others believe the explanation is even more unsettling: that a highly advanced civilization existed long before recorded history began, one capable of organizing massive labor forces, of planning projects that took decades to complete, of understanding materials, geometry, and environmental forces at a level we do not associate with the ancient world, but something ended it. Perhaps a natural disaster, perhaps a series of collapses, perhaps something gradual and quiet. Over time, its cities were abandoned, its structures eroded, its achievements misattributed to later cultures. History, written by survivors, simply skipped a chapter. Not because the civilization left no trace, but because we never expected to find one. Despite the growing body of evidence, these ideas face strong resistance. History is more than a collection of facts. It is a framework that shapes how societies understand themselves. To suggest that ancient people were far more advanced than we believe threatens established timelines, academic authority, and long-held assumptions. Careers are built on consensus. Institutions depend on stability, and radical revisions are rarely welcomed. So the discoveries are often labeled anomalies, outliers, curiosities. Sometimes silence is not the absence of evidence, but the presence of discomfort. But data does not respond to discomfort. Measurements remain consistent. Material analyses repeat the same results. Dating methods confirm the same timelines. The artifacts remain ancient. The precision remains undeniable. Debate may shift interpretations, but the physical evidence does not change. It sits quietly in museums, storage rooms, and archives, waiting. Evidence doesn't argue. It simply waits for someone willing to listen. Taken together, these discoveries point to a question larger than any single artifact or structure. If ancient civilizations reached levels of knowledge we do not fully acknowledge, what else have we misunderstood? And how much of human history has been simplified to make it easier to explain? Perhaps progress is not a straight line. Perhaps it rises, collapses, and rises again. And if that is true, then understanding the past becomes urgent. Because forgetting history may be the most advanced mistake of all. Modern history often portrays progress as a straight line, each generation more advanced than the last. But the evidence suggests something far less comfortable. Perhaps progress moves in cycles. Civilizations rise, develop advanced knowledge, and then collapse, leaving fragments behind. What survives is not understanding, but architecture, not explanations, but outcomes. The ruins we admire may not represent beginnings, but endings. We may not be as early in history as we believe. The artifacts themselves offer no explanations. They do not tell stories, they do not record names, they simply exist. Silent witnesses to knowledge that outlive the people who created it. For centuries, they have waited behind glass and stone. Seen but rarely questioned, silence does not mean absence. It means endurance. Accepting these discoveries requires something difficult. It requires admitting that we may not fully understand our own past. That history, as we learned it, may be incomplete. This uncertainty is uncomfortable. It challenges authority. It disrupts identity, but ignoring evidence has never led to truth. Sometimes the hardest discoveries are not about artifacts, but about ourselves. These discoveries do not tell us what to believe. They ask us to look closer, to question what we were taught, to reconsider how fragile knowledge truly is. Because history is not a fixed story. It is a reconstruction constantly revised as new evidence emerges. And the past may still have more to reveal. If ancient civilizations were capable of more than we were taught, what does that mean for our understanding of humanity? And if parts of history have been forgotten, who decides what is remembered? If this story made you question the past, consider subscribing, because some of history's most important chapters are still being uncovered.